everybody, and welcome back to the final day of the 9 days of giveaways. That's right, it is another official Marvel Contest of Champions live stream here on twitch.tv/kabam and on the official Marvel Contest of Champions YouTube page. Thank you all so much for joining us, Summoners. My name is Jax. I am one of your community managers, and I am excited to wrap up this marathon of streams. Who planned this? Who decided 9 days of streams in a row, all starting at 9 a.m. was a fantastic idea? It was me. But thank you again, Summoners, for being here. Of course, it is our final day, and we're going to be giving away 9 7-stars from this year, from 2023, and that's the most we've ever given away at one time. So stick around to the end of the show for that. Of course, we've got Mike joining us, so we know it's going to be a fantastic show. And we let Mike pick the champ, so if you don't like it, you know... it's going to be great, I promise. We're going to answer some of your burning questions. We're going to take a lot of Q&A from you here. We also pulled a lot of questions from the forums. Hey, you guys can be over there as well at forums.playcontestofchampions.com. Come and hang out. If you have anything like really optimistic to say about the banquet, you could throw that in there. I personally might appreciate that. But we'll get to all of that. There's a lot of time. We're also going to do a little bit of a recap from the year. We took, admittedly, an internal slideshow and adapted it. We were like, that's some really cool information. We think people might like that. So we made it so that we could show you guys. And yes, we're going to brag about the contest a little bit. I hope that you guys are excited for that as well. Before we get ahead of ourselves here, let's go over the ground rules, the one and only rule. Say it with me, everybody. Don't be a jerk. That's it. It should be easy for you in a stream where we're all here today to celebrate something that we enjoy and hopefully win some free stuff. It should be easy to not be a jerk. Everyone's here to have a good time and celebrate a game. It is a game. It's meant to be fun. So please don't get in the way of other people trying to enjoy it. Maybe don't spam the chat. If you have a favorite champion, that's cool. You can tell us which one. If you have a favorite character you want added to the game, great. But don't say it over and over and over again. I do like to see it, I'll admit. But if you're clogging up the chat with it, I don't know. It might get in the way of the flow of things. Speaking of the flow of things, we've got moderators. Shout out to all of them, both our volunteer mods and Kabam Twitch ED, always holding it down here. There isn't a hierarchy, but like lead mod, there is now a hierarchy. Right? You know what I mean? So, shout out to Kabam Twitch ED and the rest of the mod squad. If you guys want your questions read throughout the show, tag at Kabam Twitch ED or at Kabam, and they will flip those questions to us here, and we'll pick our favorites, and we will read them and discuss them. They are also here to keep the peace. They will time you out. They will toss you if they need to. They are the referee of this dojo. I mixed metaphors there. I don't think they have referees in dojos. If anyone could confirm or deny, I'd really appreciate that. Help me get my head straight here. But just behave, guys. It's the last one. It's the holiday season. We've got so much to celebrate hanging out here together. So be ready for it. We are, like I said, doing that giveaway at the end of the stream. If this is your first time here, please hop in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. We love to see it. And if this is your first time here, you're like, how does that giveaway work? We'll tell you guys in about probably 45 minutes time. We'll tell you exactly what you need to do. So if you need to like shift away and come back, I'll make a big deal of it for you guys to come back here, okay? What's up, Yuki2786 in Poland? Chesht. Welcome on into you. Olaf from Mr. Nobody from Barcelona. We've got Arkansas. Can we talk about the absolute terrible English language and how it's Kansas, but it's Arkansas and not Arkansas? English needs to... We've got Chicago here in Royal. Welcome on in. Ooh, Manila, Philippines from Mudslinger. Welcome on in, gang. We love to have you here. Thank you for tuning in. Tuning in from South Africa, says Gosh You Long. My sister is currently touring, is vacationing in South Africa. She sent me a video of penguins and I accused her of Photoshop. But that's it. Let's dive right into the show. So without further ado, please welcome back to the show your best friend and my boss. It's Mike. Mike, welcome back, buddy. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. Arkansas.
Arkansas.
I grew up knowing Arkansas existed.
Yeah.
But then I thought there was another state called Arkansas.
Mm-hmm. It's like when you just read something in your head over and over and over again and no one really fact checks you.
Yeah, and then I was at school one day and someone was like, do you mean Arkansas? And I was like, no, I mean Arkansas. Like,
yeah.
No, that's Arkansas. I'm like, oh, okay.
What age would you say you were at?
I think that was the 10th grade. Mm. Yeah. It was Yeah. I was old enough to know better.
Well, now you do. Now you do. Again, gang, we're going to be answering your burning questions. If you guys have any questions about the community, the game in general, we'll try and answer as many as we can with as much detail as we can. We are not the game team. That's why we brought in the game team. They'll share a lot deeper insight into things. Like we had John and Aiden share some really, really insightful things. I mean, everybody did. That's just the last 2 guests that we had. And other John, 3 guests. So, you know, fire off those questions at Kabam Twitchy D or at Kabam. Mike, if this is someone's first stream and they've never seen you before, what do they need to know? How do we get to know Mike in 3 sentences?
Oh, that's difficult. I'd throw that at you. What do people need to know about me?
You are a exceptional leader. As my boss, I appreciate the direction and support that you provide me.
I've already done your review, by the way.
That's fine.
No point.
That's
Don't
fine.
need to suck up now.
I'm not. I'm just being genuine. I couldn't do my job without you. I hate rock. You hate rock climbing. That's an important thing for people to know.
I don't hate rock climbing.
You hate rock climbing people.
No, okay, so the important thing for people to know is I have extreme reactions to very innocuous things, like tiny little things.
That's an important thing for people to know.
Yeah, that's one sentence there.
That is an important thing, that like you feel very passionately about what could be pretty mundane things.
Brunch.
Like brunch.
Yeah.
You hate brunch. You hate the concept of brunch.
I don't like breakfast food.
Right.
And that's why I don't like brunch.
And then how do you feel about people that order dessert at a restaurant?
Everyone's already ready to go home, and then you're like, you know what, let me take a look at the dessert menu. And it takes so long. Half the time you don't even order anything.
I really enjoy it. Like we are the community managers, and we kind of carry a similar tone within our company as well. So people will come over to hang out in our little space and catch up in their downtime. And I just love when someone brings something up that I know you feel needlessly passionate about, because I just go, okay, here we go, and just wait for you to go off about it. I really enjoy it. Okay, so I think people know a lot about you right now. Jorge wanted to add that one of my wife's cousins thought that LBS, pounds, stood for labs instead of pounds until grade 12.
Yeah.
And it happens to all of us. There was something that I found out. I gotta think of an example, but there was like a glaring one that I learned recently that I was just like, whoo! I don't know. I definitely should have known that one. Okay. Let's dive into some Q&A from the chat here on twitch.tv/Kabam. If you guys are watching anywhere else, hey, it's your pal Jackson Mike here. If you want to interact with us, if you want to hop in chat and have your name read and hang out like Lord Jerkface is, like Just Connor is, like Anti-Soup Muffin obviously is, like, give me one more. Leo Nix is, tuning in from maybe Mexico, hola. Pop over here, Pop over here, twitch.tv/Kabam, where we will be able to read your messages and ask your questions. Stone Whale 2077 says, what's been your favorite moment from the last 8 streams?
The dogs.
The dogs. The dogs is a great answer,
it's
honestly.
Something we've been wanting to do for a while, Dogs of Kabam, so it's just nice to finally have an excuse to get Karma and Lulu and Karma. I was sitting in the corner, you guys couldn't see me, and then eventually Karma just walked away and then came and sat with me. It was really nice.
Yeah. I was going to say, you're now in this seat, but you've been in this room for every single one of these streams, just over there.
Yeah.
Does it feel any different being here in front of the lights?
Yeah, it's warmer.
It is. It is. Yeah. I get really...
I thought that, when we go to the wide, it wouldn't be very easy to see me.
Yeah.
And then Rich posted that screenshot of us, and I was like, oh, you can see that I am right there. Yeah.
We got Rob behind the board today. Rob absolutely crushing it.
Yeah.
King Bjorn, what did I have for breakfast? I had a eggy breakfast sandwich that Mike brought in from a local cafe. It was delicious.
It was real good.
Pathian15 says, what could we expect for the 10th anniversary? 10 days of lives at 10 a.m. or a 10-hour live stream? We did actually talk about doing a 10-hour live stream.
One 10-hour stream.
One single 10-hour live stream. Do a giveaway every hour.
Stream. Yeah.
Rotate people through. I don't know that we're going to do it.
We're probably not going to do it. That's a lot of work.
We're probably not, but we'll find something. We'll find something, and it'll be very, 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 very fun. Are you grabbing this one right here?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Dark Rider 1310 asking for the Road to the Crypt death count. We are looking for it right now. What's up?
I can make phones over there.
Go get it.
I'm going to stand up for a second.
Rob, cut to me. Yeah. Bye, Mike. Perfect. This is a great question here from Brad Breeze 24. Says, Mike, what is the change in game that you fought for the hardest that the devs wouldn't let you change? They pushed back on you. Because we talk all the time about how we are the communication bridge. We tell the game team how the players are feeling, what they're thinking, that sort of stuff. What was one that they were like, no, we can't? Or what was one that we ended up having to find a compromise on?
There's definitely examples, and I can't think of a single one right now. We work together with the game team pretty often, like all the time. And there's definitely times when there's a yes, there's a no. There's a lot of compromise. I can't think of a single time right now. The big one, the first one that comes to mind was Odin. We had an issue with Odin when he came out with his pre-fights that were stacking too much or something. I don't even remember exactly what happened. And Odin was not well received at launch. He was not a great character. So we had to nerf him, basically. And he was already not great. So what we did, it was a negotiation. We worked with our game team. And we're like, let's do something different, something we haven't done before. Let's go back. Let's revisit Odin. Let's give him a tune-up. Yeah. And we're going to fix this issue. And now people love Odin now.
Should I rank up my Odin? Am I sleeping on Odin?
I think so. I told you this yesterday, didn't I?
No, you didn't tell me Odin. You told me... I ended up ranking up some Spider-Gwen, which I feel like it was a good choice.
Yeah.
I didn't get a ton of new champs yesterday. I was a little sad about that, but hey, that's just how it goes, folks. Let's pull in some questions from the forums. Again, we went to the forums and we said, hey, we're going to be doing this live stream at the end of the week. Well, the end of the year, technically. Yeah. We want to answer some of your questions there, so if you guys are tuning in and frequent the forums, thank you guys for being here. We're going to pull in those questions. Hey, Mike, many people will insert be added to the contest. They're always picking their favorite champs. Will we be adding their favorite champion?
Yeah. Chances are yes. We hit 250 champs this year. That's a lot. But we have a lot more to go. Like, if we keep going with this game, eventually we're going to have to add like every Marvel character.
Yeah.
We add variants, we add some doubles. Like, we've been doing a pretty good job of like, mostly just new characters. And so, yeah, eventually, maybe we will get J. Jonah Jameson in the game.
We were talking about this before the stream started, that I always enjoy seeing people ask for J. Jonah Jameson, or like Aunt May, people that are just people in the Marvel universe. Yeah. I really enjoy that because I think they'd be awesome in the game. They would get hit a lot and not really have anything to do in defense of themselves. I think that'd be kind of funny, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. This person, Arian E. Ryan, maybe, 885 says, Beta Ray Bill! First time chatter. Bold entry into the chat to kick down a door and scream Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill is one that we've seen, and I didn't know who they were. I joined the company, and they're like, Mike was like, just so you know, everyone wants Beta Ray Bill. And I was like, okay. But then, in that same conversation, you're like, there's other champs like Sandman that everyone wants. And then Sandman came out, and everyone went from, we want Sandman, to like, okay.
Yeah.
So that's my genuine concern if we were to add Beta Ray Bill, that they would just be like, okay.
Also, I still need explanation. Why does everyone love Beta Ray Bill?
Why do you guys love Beta Ray Bill? Genuine
I love
question.
him because he's just a horse from space.
A space horse.
Space
but
horse.
You've also said about...
I think that all horses are from space. Cannot prove me wrong. Look at them. They're alien. Everyone's going to think I'm so stupid.
Call me Lukey says we want zombies. You're not the only one. I want zombies too. They keep saying no. Okay, let's move on from Space Horse. I need to recollect myself here. You pulled all these questions. Are you happy to answer all of these?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every single
Second Skriller says, when... I like that they were presumptuous. They led the witness a little bit here. When can we expect an update to Solo Crystals?
So I don't have a timeline right now, and I can't make any promises. But I do know that the team is looking at creating something that I think players will like with the Solo Crystals. Something to keep in mind is Solo Crystals are designed to be a place to get arena boosts, other kind of boosts, and then also like Sig Stones. They're not meant to give you a whole bunch of power. They're not meant to give you champions. They're not meant to give you like rank up resources. So that is not going to happen. But there are other resources that players need that we think we can put into Solo Crystals. I cannot say more than that. And I also do not have a timeline.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
D21 Winchester 21 says Spider Rex, which is one of the top choices for people to add to the game.
We love dinosaurs.
I want every dinosaur. I want kaiju. I want...
Gargantos.
Yeah. Spider Rex, I have his debut comic issue. I want Spider Rex almost as much as I want Spider-Punk, but
almost.
That's fine.
Just almost.
I'm not going to get into it. Mike said I'm not allowed. He said the bits played out.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't remind you guys that you all made a terrible mistake. Rebark and many others have asked, when are we getting 6-star Magic and Quake?
Okay. So
you picked violence with these questions.
Yeah, well, it's a question we got a lot throughout this entire the 9 days. Every time I was looking at the stream, I saw that question come up, and I specifically told everyone, "Don't answer. I want to be the one to answer this one."
Ooh.
6-star Magic and Quake are a tricky. They're in a tricky spot. They are still too powerful to release, and especially Quake. Like Quake, the only reason that Quake isn't the biggest problem anymore is because she's stuck as a 5-star. Ascension was in danger of not being released because of these two characters.
Yeah, there was a lot of conversations about that.
We had a conversation, and I made a choice, and I actually want to hear from you guys what you think about this. Is we were told we can release 6-star Magic and Quake if we give them very minor tune downs. And the minor part here is that it would just give us, like, bring Quake from where she is to, like, where Ghost is. Like, still extremely, extremely powerful. Just have some way to counterplay them. And we decided not to go with that. We decided we better just leave them as is, as 5 stars, than it would be to make that change. But I actually kind of want to hear from players on this one. Like, is there a world that we would rather have a 6-star Magic and Quake with a tiny change to that? But I mean tiny.
I've seen, so let me, because you were talking, chat went by. A lot of people were like, do it, sure, sounds great, makes sense. And then someone came in hard with a hard pass on the tune down.
And that's fair. And if that's the case, they stay as 5 stars.
So this is the thing as well. And we've talked about this as well, but once a group reaches a certain size, and honestly, it's a pretty small size, it's impossible to make a choice that pleases everyone. And that's one of the difficulties of our jobs is no matter what decision we make, no matter how necessary, it's going to impact a group of people in a way that they don't like. And thus, community management is a career for that reason. So again, it's an interesting perspective that we're looking into. Again, everything on these streams, we try to give you the guys the context, and the context is always important. So please do not take one sentence of what we've said and take it to the forums and then cause outrage. Please provide the context. The context is key. These are conversations that have happened, that have not been motioned on, have not been acted on. Just the things that we're curious about and wanted to inquire and get a general idea from people here as well. Shock29 says, after the Iron Man buff happened, do you guys have plans to do something similar in 2024, where an older champ gets a remaster in place of adding a new champ?
So this is an ongoing conversation as well. Iron Man buff, I think that's one of the coolest things we've done in a while. Like,
think so
players
too.
absolutely loved it. He looks really cool now. That video we got to put out, I think, was probably one of the best ones we've ever done. We got voiceover, which was really cool.
Ooh.
And I loved the Sailor Moon transition. The little, yeah. Sailor Moon. Yeah. So I would love to do more things like this. It is a complicated question because, can we go back to this? I had notes on this one.
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem. There you go.
So there's some questions that need to be answered and some changes to process that need to be made before we can commit to that again. It was really great. I know players love it. So for their sake, I really hope we can. But also it has to fit the goals of the game and the business. And to be frank, just giving away a champion like that isn't nearly the same as releasing a brand new champ.
Of course.
It's great for players.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Players absolutely love it. But when it comes to like what we get for building a new champ versus buff like that, there's huge difference. And if we can find a way to reconcile that a little bit, and maybe move that needle towards each other, I would really love for us to do more of those. I have my own list of champs that I'd love to see updated.
Who'd you pick?
I want Cyclops, obviously.
No.
But I want the red Cyclops.
Okay.
Because everyone seems to love the blue one, but everyone forgets that it was the red Cyclops that I love. Have we talked about how I've gaslit myself into actually loving Cyclops?
Yeah.
He's now
You've
one
told
of
me
my
about this.
favorite Marvel characters. It all started from a meme here.
James Marsden. Best Cyclops? I led the witness on this one. I planted it in
I
your
don't
brain.
know who, I can't name the other one, but I know people love him.
Which one do you like? Don't care. I don't care what they think. What do you think?
So James Marsden is a very nice man. I met him once.
Whoa!
I told you, I was on the set of X3, remember?
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that.
I was an extra.
It's been a long week
But
and a half.
also, he goes to my gym.
What?
Also,
Mike goes to a
shorter than you'd think.
God. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just can't with the heights thing with you. Going back a little bit to the Iron Man buff and remastering thing.
Yeah.
When we talk on these live streams, I try pretty hard to keep things focused on the game, the playing aspect of it. The reality is this game is also a product.
Yeah.
It is a business and it needs to make money. I'm not going to be the person to tell you to go and spend your money. That's not my job. If it was, I'd ask to change it. I don't want to do that. But the stark reality is when we release champions, that is a major source of income. Yeah. And when we replace that with a remaster for a champion that a lot of people already have, that is less money. So what Mike was saying rings very true, that you kind of have to find the middle ground on making up that difference a little bit.
Yeah, and I do believe that, especially working in free-to-play games, and something that we're blessed with here is we don't try to make players invest any more time, effort, or money than they want to. And you do that by making a fun game. You do that by doing cool stuff that people like to take part in, and then it's up to them what they want to invest, or whether or not they want to. We have immense numbers of free-to-play players who do very well in this game. They absolutely love it.
Yeah.
So that is, again, something that needs to be factored in as well. Just,
of course.
How much fun is this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull in this question from Flanal Jacques. How much money have you spent on the banquet so far?
I'm not going to answer that.
It was just me.
I know.
It was me.
I figured.
I got you.
I figured.
Almost got you. Okay. Mr. Sakuragi says, with a change in story content to 3 paths per quest, where are the resources being redirected? Can we expect story content to come more quickly, or is more effort being put towards new Everest content?
So you should not expect story content to be coming out any quicker. That time is being spent on other content, but also on content in the actual quests themselves. They want quality over quantity was what we're going for here. But yeah, there is other content that these teams work on. Our quest team works on a lot of stuff. Everest content, challenges, objective. There's a lot of work. Kevin was here the other day talking about this. So yeah, I know that's not a full, real answer there, but That's all I can really say about that. Like,
yeah, if I could elaborate on it a little bit as well, I think that we often see a relative misconception that some people don't necessarily understand that there are different segments of the company and the game team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they say, oh, well, there's this bug with this champion that's taken a week to fix. Oh, but you changed the offer like that. Those are very different things.
Yeah.
And just because they are all in the game does not mean they are a shared pool of resources to execute on. So I think this is another one of those examples where just because we're scaling back the quantity output does not necessarily mean that it's less work. I think there's an ability and an opportunity for people to focus in more and execute higher on those paths. And then, like you said, yes, there will be some reshuffling of that cap, but they stay in their lane, right? So it wouldn't make sense to take our quest people and go and have them add, a bunch of, unrelated stuff. Do you want to read this outright? Because we asked.
Yeah. Someone gave me a really good answer for why people love Beta Ray Bill.
LX Quinum. Shout out to you. Do you want me to read it?
Sure.
Okay. Beta Ray Bill's backstory is just really compelling to me. He allowed himself to be turned into a monster reviled by his own people in order to save them. He was able to lift Mjolnir. Say again? Mjolnir, thank you. And challenged Thor to a fight for the hammer because he saw it as a necessary tool to protect his people. Even though he lost, Thor was so moved by his nobility that he pleaded for Odin to create a new weapon of equal power for Ray. This being the comics version of the Stormbreaker.
See, I do like that.
That is a great explanation. Thank you so much.
But now, new question. Why is his name Bill?
William. His name was William.
Oh, okay.
I actually don't know. Do you want to hop over and do our year-end recap slideshow, and then we can come back to questions in a little bit?
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet! We have a slideshow. I didn't make this one, and thus, it looks nice.
Yeah.
So this is our 9-year celebration slideshow. Again, for context, we had a 9-year celebration internally. They showed us a lot of really, really cool things, and when we see cool stuff, Mike and I, we say, I bet the community would like to see some of that. I think that's going to be really cool. And a lot of this is going to be kind of braggy. We're here to recap the year and say, look at all this cool stuff that we added.
Yeah.
And I think that we all kind of earned that. You summoners as well. Like, you guys were here. You guys showed up all year. So let's just take a look back at some stuff and see how it goes. Rob, my click's not clicking. Did you do it for me?
Yeah.
Sweet. Is there another? Do you want? Here, you can have the power.
I don't know.
I don't know what you set up for animation.
I didn't know there was animations.
Oh!
I didn't set this up.
So these are our champs that we added this year.
Yeah.
From start to finish.
Yeah, there's like, when you include all of the extra champions that you don't think about, Cerastes, Bahamut, Deathless Guillotine. There was a lot. Nameless Grandmaster, Maestro, Onslaught. Like, there's a ton of champs that came out this year. There's a lot of really good work by our Quest folks, our BCG team, like our RPG team, the people who make the characters. Like, they put in a lot of work this year, and like, could not be more impressed with what they've done. Mm-hmm. Like, some of these champs, like, bangers. Like, people love them. I love them. A big one, Cheoth. Like, we created a brand new character to fill a space that we thought that, there wasn't really a character like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, she's amazing. I absolutely love her. And then, great boss fights like the Nameless Grandmaster. We have arguably the coolest trophy champ a lot of people love is Maestro. And then the start of our Deathless
I'm seeing
chase.
Maestro pick up some steam.
Yeah.
I went against a Maestro in Battlegrounds.
Yeah.
Didn't love that. So this is our champ list. Is this everyone? Or are we missing people? Like, I don't see.
there was animation.
There was, 28 new champs.
Hey, look, Lady Deathstrike was number 250.
That's right. We did a 250th celebration on a stream, and it was maybe, to that point, the dumbest content we've created. Where we were like, hey, if you were going on a heist, who would play each role? And then Aiden guessed wrong every time.
Oh, is that what that one was? That's where we did that one, yeah.
That was a fun one, though.
Yeah.
What else? So our quest team this year, big year.
24 event quests. That is 2 every month. That's the month. What is it? The side quest and the event quest. Yeah. plus lots of others, like the introduction of the Paragon Gauntlet, like there's cool stuff there. And 2 story chapters, like these are major advancements in our story content. Like that's no small feat. Like what's happening?
Sorry, there was a bunch. It sounded like someone was moving chairs in the room next to me.
Yeah.
So the Necropolis, also a big deal, but not just that.
Huge deal.
Paragon
Gauntlet, story mode rebalance, the Shooting Stars
Remember
quest.
the Shooting Stars?
Yeah.
I forgot.
I did too. And it's very small because I could barely fit it. But Brutal DLX's Legends Challenge, like these were all great additions by our quest team.
Yeah.
Moving on, we progressed. We added 7 stars. We added Ascension. We added the Deathless champions. Like these are cool new additions. Ascension and Deathless especially. It will come as no surprise to everyone that Hercules is the most ascended champion.
By a lot.
Yeah, it's
not close.
Yeah. That image was a self-fulfilling prophecy because I'm like, let's get it like Happy Hercules.
Yeah.
We
showed off. We had the display of Ascension that we had on our social media account to let people know that it was a new feature and kind of give a little overview. We used Herc.
Yeah.
Do you think that we influenced them, or they would have done it?
They would have done it anyways. I just knew we knew what everyone was going to do, so we're like, let's go. Let's just use Hercules.
Have you ascended your Hercules?
I have not. I ascended Clairvoyant.
Nerd.
I ascended. Oh, right now I actually get to make my next choice soon.
Ooh.
Well, so it's Clairvoyant. I always choose Clairvoyant. She's always my favorite. She's the first one to get every new rank, and now she's at the end. I don't know what to do.
It's okay. It's going to be okay.
And I think next will be Omega Sentinel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good pick too.
Yeah. I choose champs I like to play as, or just choose champs I really like.
Which is what I always recommend. I see there's a lot of threads of like, hey, who do I rank up? Who do I awaken? Who do I whatever in the forums?
Yeah.
Awaken who you like. Yes, there are like the most powerful, but pick who you want to play.
Yeah.
Pick who you enjoy playing with most, in my opinion. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Also, I'm not good, so who knows?
Yeah, I also don't know how to use Hercules very well. I was like, just hit them.
Just hit them.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
stuff, win games.
Yeah, no, I'm not good at it.
Or Bruno, as he's now known.
Yeah. Cool.
What do we got here? The way that we played changed. We added new features, persistent placement, the Alliance Quest setup version 2.0, and raids are right on the horizon here.
Yeah, like by the time we come back next year, we're going to be getting ready for our raids live stream. There's a lot coming. We also had Battleground seeding. We introduced emotes, incursions, side quests, the 1-year anniversary of Battlegrounds, and then also Cap's Enlistment event. There was a lot of great multiplayer content this year.
The Alliance Super Season was exceptional.
Yeah.
Again, a big year.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
And then we got to connect.
Oh, it's true. This is our stuff.
Yeah. So Battle Realm Brawl, we've talked about it, career highlight, one of the best things I've gotten to do here.
I want to pull in a question here from OG Kikoa. What is the greatest achievement from 2023? Is it Battle Realm Brawl?
Battle Realm Brawl, absolutely. It was a huge undertaking, and I think that on the outside it looked easy, and that is because we had a great team who worked very hard to make it work. Live streams, this is something that you really championed this year. Yeah. And how many followers did we start with?
60.
60, yeah. We started this year at 60, and we're what, 45,000 almost?
Almost 45,000, which is incredible. If I could, for a moment here.
Yeah.
We talk about it ever so briefly every single stream, but I think we need to take a second and really celebrate and acknowledge the amount of work that Rob puts into these live streams. Rob's behind the switcher in every stream. He's training a protege in Finton. He is the technical wizard that makes all of this possible. He creates the overlays. He creates the slideshows. I work with him on every single stream to make sure that everything is ready to go so that we can present information as cleanly and clearly to you as possible. We're bringing in assets and videos. He's running it all. He stays late. He's in early. I'm in about an hour before we go live for every stream. And Rob always beats me here. The man works tirelessly. He executes at a high level consistently. He drives for more every opportunity. He wants to make these better. He wants to make them flashier, cooler, more accessible to the summoners. We absolutely could not do it without Rob.
Is he blushing? Sarah, can you tell?
Thanks.
So let's see.
It's already started in the chat.
Please blow up the chat for Rob.
Yeah, thanks, Rob.
Behind the board, unsung hero. works incredibly hard, and
Yeah.
we always give him a little nod, but I don't think it's enough. We need to
I agree.
We need to fully
Thank you, Rob.
realize here. Thank you for everything, Rob.
Yeah.
So yeah, Battleground Brawl. We also did New York Comic Con. That was fun.
Yeah. Summoner's Choice
Yeah.
earlier this year.
We're going to get more info about Summer's Choice 2024.
Yeah, that's your opportunity to talk about Spider-Punk again if you want. We gave you guys the choice.
You guys had the choice. You had the world in the palm of your hands. And we said, we trust you with this responsibility. Yeah. We know that you'll make the right choice. Summoner's Choice 2023, there was one champ that stood above the rest, and he was cut down in his prime. And you guys, quite honestly, behaved irresponsibly. You owed it to yourselves, not just yourselves, to the contest, and to me, to pick Spider-Punk, and you didn't. And I presented a clear case as to why, irrefutably, he was the right choice, and you guys let me down. And I love this community. I really enjoy it. I love being here with you guys, but I got to be honest, part of my heart broke that day, and I don't know that I'll ever get it back.
I'm still seeing, we didn't want another Spider-Man. It's going to happen. You know how many Spider-Man? There's a movie about how there's infinite Spider-Man. We're going to have more Spider-Man.
You might not need another Spider-Man, but we need a Punk. You're focusing on the wrong part.
Yeah.
I had a comic book that I was going to hold up and show you how cool it was, but Mike threw it across the room and said I wasn't allowed to. And that's real. It's over there.
Yeah, it is. It's over there.
Anyhow, rant over. I still love you despite these glaring transgressions. Okay? Let's move on with the show.
That's the end of our slideshow. Yeah.
That was a quick little one.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot to go over. But I think one of the things we didn't actually talk about here is like, one, actually, we didn't talk much about Chioth, but we've talked about Chioth in the past, so I'm not going to bring that one up again. Just the players themselves. Like this has, I think, been arguably our best year of the contest like ever, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you've been here for eight of those years? 7 of those years?
7 and a bit. Yeah. Almost 8.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, our team put out some really cool stuff, and they did a great job, and they deserve all the praise in the world. But also, so do all of our players. Like, we do this for you, and without you, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't have an audience. We wouldn't be doing live streams if you didn't show up. And it moves me to no end, like how much our players love this game, each other, this community, and how they show up and how much they like dedicate to MCOC.
Yeah.
And so I want to thank every one of you, because I wouldn't be here without you. None of us would.
That was really heartfelt.
Yeah.
That was really sweet.
I can do that every now and again.
Yeah, I was going to say, how are you feeling after that?
Yeah, when I'm not throwing your stuff across the room.
We're not throwing things and threatening to suplex me. Who was teaching you to suplex again?
There's a guy at the gym who's an ex-professional wrestler.
Yeah. And Mike came into work one day after a gym session and was like, I'm learning to suplex, look out. It was pretty good. That was really sweet. Thank you for saying all that, Mike. Yeah. I think it, +1 for me. I think we have an incredible community. I'm very grateful for the opportunities and the chance to interact with you all, and these streams have been such a fantastic vessel for that as well. Let's pull in some more questions from the forums. Again, people are in there frequently. Our numbers in the forums are higher in the last couple of months than they've been in the entire time I've been here, which is usually a bad thing, quite honestly, because that's where people go to yell at us. But we got some great questions from people. So DarkRaw346, the world's #1 Psycho Man fan, says, how many more acts are planned at the moment for story mode?
So, can't give away everything because, spoilers. But with the end of Act 8 coming up, it's gonna end on a little bit of a cliffhanger. Like, the story will continue into Act 9. And at the moment, that's all I know. They also don't tell me about things because I will spoil it. So, so at least 9 acts. And then we'll be on to, maybe a new story, or maybe that one keeps going. I'm not even sure yet.
From Mr. Full Stop and also many others, any updates on Masteries 2.0?
Okay, this is the big one. Everyone has been waiting for this one. Masteries are still being worked on. Like, I know this has been a big thing for a long time, and I can't give away a lot. So Masteries, the reason it's taken so long is there was a lot going on there. Like, it is an incredibly complex system. It touches every part of the game. It's harder than you would think to be able to update something like that. But we are working on stuff, and I hope that we can share more information in the new year. But I don't want to say anything until like I have something concrete, because I know how big a deal Masteries update is to people.
Yeah.
And I refuse to say like, here's something, or here's some information on what we're working on, until I have something concrete that I can share and be like, this is what our plan is. Masteries, the reason it's taken so long as well is like we've gone through many different iterations of what we think we want it to be.
Yeah.
There's a lot behind the scenes of like, why some things wouldn't work. And I'm going to be very clear, Masteries will never be free. That is not the point of a Masteries 2.0 setup. But it is like, we want to do something that moves the needle and actually gives players like a quality of life change there.
Yeah, I will say this. There was a, let's call it prolific roadmap that was made many years ago.
Yeah.
Before I was here.
Yeah.
And suffering for the sins of another man has been real. So it is the most referred to thing I see in terms of just kind of like information blackout. And we don't want to get this, we don't want to perpetuate this reputation of sweeping things under the rug.
Yeah.
There's a number of things that were on that roadmap that shifted and changed, and we've talked about a lot of those. Masteries 2.0 is one that we've held a little closer to our chest, because for most of the other ones, quite honestly, we've outright said those aren't going to happen anymore, right? We talked about wish crystals and how they were replaced with other things, and the other things are better than those wish crystals would have been in theory. Do you know what I mean? So Masteries 2.0 is one that we haven't commented on explicitly, because it's not dead.
Yeah.
But anytime internally someone's like, hey, so how about Masteries? I'm like, we're not telling the community about that until you can lock in something.
Yeah.
They've been through too much,
Yeah.
I say, no, it's not fair to them.
Yeah.
Not fair to them and to me, because I don't want to get yelled at about it again. So, we can't say a ton about it.
Yeah.
Like you said, I feel like we've said a lot without saying anything at all. It's not dead.
No, it is still being worked on.
Still being worked on.
Yeah.
It's not going to be free.
Yeah.
We also talk about this balance that we have to strike between what players want and what our game team knows is good for the game.
Yeah.
And
also, you guys already don't
tough.
spend your units on stuff.
Well,
spend
they save
your
them for... Someone did ask. I don't know did you pull that question? Someone asked like what our favorite meme from within the community is.
Oh, I don't know if I
is that on this
pulled
list?
That one, yeah.
It might not be.
No.
What is the question was like, what is your favorite meme within the community? Mine is from an Inside the Contest video. It's you pointing at the camera and someone put spend M units on it. And I've seen it a few times and it makes me laugh every time. I really enjoy that one.
Yeah.
Many people asking, when can we expect more relics?
Okay, relics are still in the works. I'm going to start talking faster and kind of rapid firing questions
Rapid
here.
fire.
Relics are still in the works for next year. We're still trying to find out exactly what space that they should exist in. Some of you will remember we said like this is V1 of relics. We're kind of moving into what we see for V2. So I don't have an answer on that yet, but we have not forgotten about them.
Okay, great. Pandingo says, will there be an update to Incursion so it can be run more often for relics, or open up all levels to people rather than just the top 3?
No.
Great, moving on.
Move on.
Derpy Eagle and Captain Roger says, we need clarification on who picks first in Battlegrounds. How is that determined?
So we've talked about this. It is random, but apparently it could be more random.
Yeah, so I've been in more of these conversations with the game team, so if I may. The consensus that I've received, and the easiest way to communicate it to you, is that it is random, but it could be more random. And I know that that's complex and convoluted in a certain way, but things with Battlegrounds, things with matchmaking kind of need to have a bit of a veil, because as soon as people know more, they try to manipulate it.
Yeah.
And we saw that with decks, We'll see that with any competitive mode.
Yeah.
And I get it. You guys are sneaky out there. You're smart is really what it is. You're trying to get the most from the system that you're given, and thus we have to veil that system ever so slightly. But saying that it is random, but it could be more random, means the game team is aware. They're looking into it. They are trying to better that system. We are at a downtime between seasons right now. That's not to suggest that this is resolved or adjusted for next season, but it is something that is that I have seen many discussions about. So hopefully we'll have more updates on that at some point soon.
Also, we are investigating the actual effect of what going first means.
Yeah.
Because there is a popular opinion oh, it's worse for you. But we want to actually make sure we look into that and test it. I
would have won if I didn't pick first.
Yeah.
Me, every time. Also, shout out to the many of you who came up against me in Battlegrounds and forfeited. I really appreciate that. I placed the highest I've ever placed in a Battlegrounds season, so thank you for that. Phil Green asks a spicy question. Which champs would you rebalance, nerf, and how/why?
Hercules.
Nerf them.
Just nerf them.
Nerf them
into the
hard.
ground. Yeah.
Nerf.
No, if we were to ever change Hercules, again, it would be something small enough that he would just have counterplay. He's just, right now, breaks the game in many, many ways. And again, this is my opinion. Just some way to put a stop to him that doesn't suddenly make every other champion suffer.
This is going to be the next thread that we see in the forums, out of context and completely upset. This is our personal opinions.
I will let you guys make that one. So Mike wants to nerf Hercules. Go ahead. It's true.
It's not necessarly
it's
going
not what,
to happen.
Just remember
Mike doesn't make those choices.
Yeah, I don't make that choice. I also don't design anything.
13579 Rebel. Will we get a new State of the Battle Realm map?
So we moved to kind of a champion roster screen last year.
Yeah, the honeycomb.
All the hexagons, the honeycombs. Yeah. The State of the Battle Realm was an extremely difficult piece to maintain, and we just don't have capacity for it anymore. So there will be something. It unfortunately will not be a State of the Battle Realm.
I don't want to ask that one. Okay. Been wondering this since its release. Why is Airwalker the only champ that cannot activate his SP3 in Arena? The AI can throw it in Arena, but we can't.
That's just one of his abilities. I don't know Airwalker that well, but he has to do certain things before he can actually do his SP3.
I didn't know that was a thing.
And he has to win. Yeah, he has to win fights, I think. Yeah.
Why does there seem to be a disconnect when it comes to communicating things, when things on the roadmap fall through or won't make their suspected date, says new Master 69. I will say that we kind of touched on this in a way.
We do, yeah.
It becomes tough, and the nature of game development is a lot of things are in flux.
Yeah.
When things are put in the ground dead, we tend to try our best to get that information out.
Yeah.
But a lot of things live in limbo and are worked on and iterated on again and again and again.
Yeah.
And therefore, they're not gone for sure, so there's no point in us going out there to communicate. And we really don't like going to update communications just to say, no news.
Yeah, that's it really comes to capacity there. We don't have the time for that.
Yeah.
We have been doing more and more bigger and bigger things for community, and unfortunately, just going back to say, hey, we have no news, that takes a lot more time than you think. It takes you away from a lot of things. And I understand, I think we could do a better job at that, but it's also why we don't do roadmaps anymore. Because people held roadmaps as some sort of promise, as some sort of this is what is happening, when roadmaps on a free-to-play game or on any game like this, a live game at all, are so in flux all the time.
Yeah.
Things change quite often. And when you go back and you look at those old roadmaps, most of the things that we talked about have been delivered.
Yeah.
Maybe it took quite a while. Raids is finally coming out next year. But yeah.
I think, yeah, that's good. I saw a really interesting discourse in the forums once upon a time about the roadmap specifically.
Yeah.
People were saying, well, in my job, if I had a roadmap and I missed these markers, I would be in trouble. This is different. Game development, software in general, isn't the same as just a standard product business.
Yeah.
Roadmaps are intentionality, but they are not necessarily the law. They are not stating this is what's going to happen. This is what we are planning. This is what we are shooting for. They are aspirational in a sense, and they do guide the development process, but they are not necessarily locked in, especially the further you go into the future, the less concrete those things are. We see this week, tragically, a data hacker group leak a bunch of documents, all documents from Insomniac.
Yeah.
Hey, that's terrible.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
From many different perspectives. Personal data of employees, oh my goodness. But on top of that, working as a marketing team and talking to developers, having your work displayed before it's ready and not allowing your team to give it the juice that it deserves, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, that is going to do serious damage to their business.
Heartbreaking.
To those products. Like people, it's probably going to delay the product.
Yeah.
Like people don't realize what that actually means.
But the reason I brought it up is that I saw a roadmap.
Yeah.
I saw a roadmap on there. Now, they have years and properties. And that's pretty much it on that roadmap. It would not surprise me at all if those things shift, either different property entirely or a different year for release date, because that is the nature of development timelines and roadmaps in this industry. Okay, let's keep it going real quick here. Wade Watts asks a fantastic question. What are the chances Kabam will host another event next year? Due to personal reasons, I couldn't make it this year, and I would really love the chance to meet the community in person. Along the same lines, would Kabam go to other cons besides New York Comic Con?
What are the chances we're going to do one next year? Very high.
Woo!
It was the best thing I think we did this year. Next year we're hitting our 10-year anniversary. Like, it is the time to do another event, and I really hope that we can do that. We are starting planning already. Again, no guarantee just yet, but as soon as we know that's happening for sure, we'll let you know. One of the things I think that we could have done better at was like letting players know about the event earlier last year. So I'm going to try and get you that information as soon as possible.
We could have planned it earlier too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In terms of going to other cons and events and things, I would love to. Mike makes that choice. I
actually don't make that choice.
Who makes that choice?
I don't know.
Cool.
I actually don't know.
Anytime. Okay, I'll say this. Lyndon! As if I've not earned enough good favor by thanking everybody but Lyndon every stream, and now Lyndon makes those choices. Yeah. I was absolutely incredibly fortunate to go to New York Comic Con and be on stage to present some MCOC stuff there. That was like a dream come true for myself. Yeah. I'd say that feels like a rare opportunity, but I will also say that any time travel is mentioned in this company, I jump on it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
absolutely.
Send me, I'll go. So like when I first joined, someone had reached out and was like, hey, there's a big community here in Brazil. Shout out to Brazil and chat. And there's a Brazilian Comic-Con. I have access. We can add a little booth thing. Yeah. Is that of interest to you guys? And I was here like 2 weeks. Yeah. And I was like, you guys probably need a community manager there. You probably need the whole community team. You should definitely go. So I would love those things. It's a cost-benefit analysis ultimately, and it's a lot of choice that happens above us. I would love to, though. Someone said, would we come to Europe?
I would love to.
If it was up to me, yes. Yeah. We did talk about Battle Realm Brawl 2024.
Battle Realm Cruise.
Battle Realm Cruise. We wanted a Battle Cruise Brawl. Yeah. That was my idea. We had, I don't know that it was actually. We had, hold on, I want to go back and say this. This is funny. We also talked about going to Hawaii. Ultimately, those things are not viable. But who knows what next year has in store. Yeah. Maybe we'll see you guys.
Hold on. There was Indie Avenger who's like, I've asked my question 50 times, you haven't answered it. It's because your question's bad.
Mike, apologize.
No. He's just being rude.
Be nice. I feel like there's a middle ground that I can help find here as a mediator. Just because you ask a question doesn't mean it gets answered. We have a lot of questions coming through. We pick and choose ones that we can talk on and elaborate on that are usually asked frequently, especially on this one. But Mike, they don't know that. No. They don't know. Maybe this is their first stream. They don't know how it's going.
That's fair.
They don't know the ropes here. They're new and they're learning. And I think that we can be patient with each other. You know what I mean?
Another question we saw, I'm just going to blast past that. Not time for my self-reflection.
That's fine.
Another question someone asked, is it only content creators that are invited? No, it's everyone. You can come to any event, anytime when we do these. We had a lot of content creators there. but it was open to the public.
It was so cool meeting all the content creators as well. I did see a question, and it might have been in this thread. Do you guys watch the content creators? Do you watch videos made about your game? And I watch quite a few.
Yeah.
I've learned most of what I know from champ use and things like that from our content creators, and yeah, we watch quite a bit of their content.
Yeah, I will admit I don't get to watch as much as I used to. Like I used to be able to spend quite a bit of time dedicated to just watching videos. But I try my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to give away a champ?
Yeah, it's finally time. Let's do it.
What do you think? That didn't make sense. What champ are you giving away? Who'd you bring us today?
Today we're going to give away Kushala.
9 7-star Kushalas.
Yeah.
That is the most 7 stars we've ever given away. 9 7-star Kushalas.
It's also probably the most we'll give away for quite some time. So.
Until 10.
Yeah.
Until 10.
Yeah.
So why did you pick Kushala?
So there was a lot of banger champs this year, and it was kind of a hard choice to make. I didn't want to do Chioth. She was probably my number 1 choice because we've given her away as a top prize for Battle Realm Brawl.
Yeah.
I know you can get her in game at this point, but I was like, no, that was special. I want that to be where she was given away. She was earned, but given away.
Yeah.
I thought about Onslaught, but he just came out, and I'm like, no, that's too soon.
Yeah.
Kushala didn't come out too long ago, but also she's so cool. She's Sorcerer Supreme and a Spirit of Vengeance, and like her model is just amazing. She gets a skull face, like that's awesome.
I agree. Very, very cool.
Yeah, and just her artwork was some of my favorite, I think. So
yeah,
that's why it's Kushala.
No, great pick, and people are really pleased about it. I'm seeing the chat go through. They love Kushala. I'm watching our content creators get really, really excited about it as well. Hold on one sec. Excuse me. All right, so we're going to give away 9 Kushalas as 7 stars. If this is your first time, this is where you're going to need to listen, because I'm going to give you all the details you need to enter this. Rob, are we ready to go? Mike, are we set?
I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, fire it up, Mike. So, to enter this giveaway, you are going to type ! Mike loves you. 2 eyes in Mike, everybody. ! Mike loves you in chat to be entered for a chance to win one of 9 7-star Kushalas. Now, ground rules while you guys do that. You can enter 1 time. If you do not see a message from Streamlabs, you likely entered, as long as you spelt everything right. We just break the system pretty much every time. If you have an inappropriate screen name, we will not read it, and therefore, you do not win. Now, don't freak out about that. If you had to jump through hoops to navigate Twitch's sensors to create your name, you might be concerned. Otherwise, don't worry about it. What else? We will reach out to you via Twitch DMs. So if you're new to Twitch, look for your DMs. Pay attention. If you win, we will reach out. You will have 48 hours to respond. I will follow up with winners after this stream. Quite honestly, it's the end of the work season for the year. I'm flying this afternoon. I'm getting on an airplane and I'm out of here. Mike, are you going to be able to give people Kushala?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah.
Mike will hand out your Kushalas hopefully this afternoon. It does take some time. Usually I get it done the following day, which makes things a little bit more difficult since I'm gone after lunch here as well. But we'll get them to you as soon as we possibly can. You have 48 hours to respond before Twitch closes that down. That's just how Twitch works. And then please do not contact support. They just come back to us, so just respond to that DM. If you miss that 48-hour window, we can't go back. We just won't do it anymore. It's too much jumping through hoops to figure it out. So just get it done. Get it done ASAP. You're going to want that champ right away anyways, so why not be here for that? Get it done. You know what I mean? Mike, anything else?
No.
No? Cool. You want to go through some more questions?
Sure. Do we have any more from
the Twitch chat?
Yeah, not really.
I don't know. Akabam Twitchy D. If you have any questions, tag Akabam Twitchy D. Chat be flying right now, so that's going to be a real problem.
We had some more from the forums we can talk about.
We got some more from the forums. Do you want me to answer this one? Is that important?
Absolutely.
Okay, Funk says, Jax, where do you get your socks? I'll be honest, about 50% of the socks that I've worn in the last 2 weeks have been from my mother. I'm just going to give her a shout and see where she got them. Is that cool?
Yeah, sure.
Is that okay?
Is
that going to take too much time? Let's give her a shout here. I'll put her on speaker. Hold on. Okay, good.
Hello.
Hi, this is your son Jackson. You're live on twitch.tv/kabam. How are you today?
Hello, I am fine. How are you?
Good. People have been asking a burning question in this community. They want to know where I got my gaming socks from, and I said that you got those as a gift. Where did you get those socks?
Well, from the North Pole, of course.
Yeah, that's on brand. Anything else that you can say to elaborate on that if people wanted to get those same socks that have spelling errors?
Yeah, I think that the elf stuff got them online. I could look it up to find out where I got them from and let you know.
Okay, you let me know and I'll let them know. I'll follow up with them in January to let them know. Okay, that'd be really helpful.
And the elves will be
awesome.
Pressing.
Okay, before I let you go, true or false, you signed me up for a text message service, so I got messages from the North Pole every day this month.
Yes, of course.
That was true?
That's true.
Okay, thanks.
Santa loves you.
He sure does. Everyone really appreciates your Guess a Champ contributions, and I just want to let you know that too.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
So there you have it. I'll tell you in January.
Yeah.
All right. Any more questions from the community here?
Twitchy D shared one. Is the apothecary likely to get buffed? No.
No.
We were very clear about this before. That's fine. Don't worry.
Everything's fine. Don't worry. Computer sounds in the room.
The apothecary is a kind of a litmus. That is a measuring stick of how many free revives we are comfortable being available daily, weekly, monthly. And so when people are saying now, like, oh, you're nerfing revive farming. No, we did that before. Now we're maintaining it because that's what it should have been this whole time. And we were honest with you, like, if we find more, we are going to keep fixing it. Revives are intentional. Like, John's gone over this. I'm not going to go over it again. But so don't expect the apothecary to change. There's people out there like, here's my solution to, what we can do to change this revive farming nerf. And the answer is just no. We're happy. We're fine. It's where it's supposed to be.
I think you're right. John put it most elegantly.
Yeah.
From the source, right? John is in those conversations. He's helping make those decisions and monitoring everything.
Yeah.
He said something to the effect of, like, with unlimited resources, unlimited revives, death has no meaning. There's no consequence.
Yeah.
He elaborated it on further. You guys can go back and check out that VOD. It's actually hanging out on twitch.tv/kabam right now. If you guys want to see more about that conversation. But realistically, there needs to be a control of, this needs to be a limited resource so that we can create the rest of the game based around that. If that is a moving target, creating content becomes incredibly difficult, borderline impossible.
Oh, it's that thing.
Why are you making noises? Why is this happening? I unplugged it, it didn't turn off. Panic!
It's wireless.
Okay, cool.
What is this?
Is this copyright? Are we going to get a copyright strike?
What was happening? Chaos. Chaos. Pure chaos.
That was so stressful.
Where did it come from? Is this connected to someone's phone? Someone out there?
Are we being hacked? This is our insomnia.
Oh, Necropolis Death Counter update. Yeah, I did pull that. Sorry. We are at 6.576 million. So 6,576,279.
I'm sweating. That was a lot. Okay, there you go, Necropolis.
I turned the volume all the way down and then
it came back on.
Just turned itself back up.
That is perseverance.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
If you
how
want
many
a,
entries
if you want
do
a
we have?
Bluetooth speaker that will not give up, I don't know what this is, but go find it.
Oh my goodness. That was a moment. This is the finale.
Yeah.
That was the grand finale right there.
Yeah.
Is it someone's alarm? Like, did it go off at like 10:04? Or is it an alarm set? Is that the wrap it up? Is that the music that plays when we need to wrap up our acceptance speech? We chose chaos.
Yeah.
Okay. How many entries do we have?
We have 2,285.
2,285. We've got a minute. Hop over here, twitch.tv/kabam, create an account, and follow this one. And then exclamation point, Mike loves you. 2 eyes.
Yeah, I did see
In the
some
chat.
people misspell it.
Double eyes, everybody. Miike.
Yeah.
Mikhail.
It was named after Miike Snow, the band.
With such hits as?
Animal.
Yeah.
Sylvia.
Yeah.
Genghis Khan was, I guess, their latest big hit.
Yeah,
but,
we've watched that music
yeah.
video together as well.
Ew, this is dirty.
That was stressful. Rob, did you plan that?
No idea.
Rob does all the set deck as well, again. Just showing more work that Rob does.
Yeah.
That was stressful. Kabam Twitchy D says, I'm picturing you throwing that out the door in finance and legal, staring in confusion. Right outside this door that we yell about video games, and I yell every day about Spider-Punk, is the most important part of our entire company, and just like serious.
Debatable.
Well, okay, yes. They are.
We're the most important one.
They're important on
But
a
it's like-
different level.
Yeah, it's like the suits, you know?
Yeah. It's the real hoity-toity types.
One of which loves our streams. Is
they?
probably watching right now. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Cedric, he's probably like, wow.
Thanks, Cedric. Should we go interview one of them? The mic reaches that far.
We're not going to do that today, no.
January, come back for that. Okay, let's close it up. Everybody, last chance between the time Mike brings his hand over to press the button. Mike loves you. Done. Did you press it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. I got to get to work.
Okay, Mike's got to do some stuff, so I'm going to rant. These 9 days of giveaways was an experiment. It was something that we threw out there to progress in an important way on Twitch, which we have done. We've hit those milestones. We are now affiliates, so coming in the new year, we'll have things like emotes and polls, predictions, things that we can hang out and chat and use to engage with you guys every single stream. I want to thank you guys for being here, because we said right from the get-go that this was going to be lower scale, lower scope, would not involve a ton of reveals, would be very silly, would be just messing around and dancing to impromptu Bluetooth techno beats, completely unaware. But you guys came out, and you guys continued to come out. We expected viewership to drop. It did, but it maintained. We averaged about 2,500 people per stream over the last 9 days straight. If you're at every single one of those, I hope that you guys know how much that means to us. If this is your first one, thank you so much for coming out. If you're new around here, we want to continue to do things like this. We do 1 stream a month, guaranteed right now, to let you know what's coming to that month in the contest. But we want to continue to add to these things. So we would love to do at least 2 a month. Let's just call it 2 a month, because they require a lot more work. This one and these ones, not a lot of work, but still very fun. So thank you guys for coming out to the silliness that we've all had an opportunity to enjoy together. Thank you.
That one okay?
Yeah, that one's fine.
Okay.
That one's fine. All right. Are we all set, Rob? You don't need me to ramble any further? Perfect. All right, the first winner of a 7-star Kushala here on twitch.tv/kabam is Gucci Goku 5565.
I love that name.
That is a good name.
Yeah, it's a great
Shout out
name.
to you, best screen name of the stream. You want to read the next one?
Sure. It's Pepe. Is that the Pepe?
That's
we all
the
know and love?
Pepe.
Yeah.
That's the Pepe. Shout out to twitch.tv/Pepe, Battle Realm Brawl competitor, finalist,
Yeah.
2nd place.
Yeah.
Excellent. And honestly,
Look at you, Pepe.
the best energy.
Yeah.
Always a smile, always a can-do attitude, always very cordial and excitable. Joy Boy 2392, congratulations on your 7-star Kushala as well.
Isn't that your favorite number?
That is my favorite number. Most people don't know that.
Hipster Bucky.
Hipster Bucky, congratulations.
You can say the next one.
I don't want to. This was one that almost didn't make it. Spankinator 8792. Congratulations, Spankinator.
Hoodie 117.
And if Chris from Marvel, if you're watching this, or Michael, that's fine. I think we can agree. Don't worry about that one. Did you read Hoodie? Hoodie 117. Congrats. Arismend 3. Congratulations. You have won a 7-star Kushala.
Book Bros 16.
That sounds like the best name for a book club.
Yeah, or a bookstore.
Whoa! Like Burrito Bros.
Book Bros, do you own a bookstore?
You should. Go into business
Or are
for
you
yourself.
in a book club?
Either one. We need to know.
Please put it in the chat.
Number 9.
That was number 9?
This next one.
Oh, this next one's
the
number 9.
final
The
one.
last giveaway of the 9 days of giveaways, everybody. It's about to happen here. Ekaj. Ekaj?
Yeah, I think.
Or is it a soft J? Ekai.
Ekai?
Ekai? 913. Congratulations, everybody. We'll be reaching out to you today to get those champions to you. Congrats. That wraps up the 9 days of giveaways, everybody. What an emotional time. Mike, I'll be asleep under my desk after this. I want you to be aware of that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I don't think we have any meetings.
No. Everybody, it's the holiday season. I hope that you all find an opportunity to celebrate. I hope that you're all safe this season. If I may, before we wrap it up here, the holidays can be an incredibly stressful time. It can be very emotionally draining. It can be very stressful on one's mental health. Please take care of yourselves. Please look out for those around you. Check in with each other. And take some time to celebrate the good in the world out there. I'm grateful for every one of you summoners being here and hanging out with us, enabling us to do some really silly stuff and just having a good time on the internet. I appreciate our game team and allowing us to highlight and, in some instances, take credit for all of their hard work. It's been an incredible year. We started this channel with 40, 60, 80 followers, and we're sitting just shy of 45,000 in 1 year. So thank you, summoners, for coming out to any of these. Any way that you've engaged with the game, with us, on socials, our accounts, any of those things, thank you. It means a lot to us. We'll see you guys in the new year. We've got a stream January 5th, tentatively planned. Keep an eye on social media for some details. We've got some very cool things planned. Do we want to talk about it or not talk about it?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Actually, yeah, we can. Why
We
not?
can. I think it's locked.
Yeah.
So January 5th, come on back here, twitch.tv/kabam. We will be showcasing Alliance Quest raids live on stream, being joined by Tyler and John, one with the holy jeans, John. And we'll be joined, first-time guest, last-time guest,
Lyndon.
Lyndon will be here to talk about something.
Secrets.
Is that the secret? That's where we draw the line?
That's where we're going to draw the line.
Okay.
There. Yeah.
Well, there you go. Come back January 5th to figure out what that secret is. Also, January 1st, it'll be on social media to let you know what it is.
Yeah.
So
it won't be a surprise. It's a surprise for now.
it's a surprise for now, so check that out, everybody. I'm going to stop rambling. We're going to shut this down. Thank you to everybody who made this stream possible, except Lyndon. We got Rob. I'm sure Fenton was here in spirit. We've got Sarah and Mike. Thank you for everything that you do for myself, for this community, for these streams as well.
Oh, thank you for having us again. Thank you for putting all this on. Yeah. Rob, you guys did a great job. Also, I'm going to thank Lyndon. Cut to black.
Don't.